Hi, I'm here to talk about Lelouch Lamperouge from Lelouch of the Rebellion, the first season of Code Geass. And Code Geass is really a show that, despite the two initial seasons, it really feels like it has a lot more because of how much the characters change throughout the show. So many changes in terms of morality and development, and so many different things learned throughout the show. It really feels like there's a lot more to the show in a good way. It's so exciting and so much happens. And with Lelouch being the main character of the show, the protagonist, the big focus in a show that has a huge ensemble cast, Lelouch changes so much throughout the show. He starts off not really knowing what he wants to do with his life. He has some things he wants to accomplish, but he doesn't really have plans that he wants to follow up on. But when he meets C2 and he gets the Geass, he gets that real inspiration to come up with big plans. And Lush is very ambitious. He's quite the mastermind. And is he a villainous mastermind or heroic mastermind? Well, he could be considered both, or he could be considered not any of those two things. He could be considered just this very complicated character who's trying to accomplish the mission, is willing to throw out morality in order to accomplish that, where he doesn't want to do villainous things. His goals are heroic and admirable, and he technically has good intentions, but he does a lot of bad things, is willing to cross a lot of difficult things in order to accomplish his plans. So as the show goes along, he takes more risks and he does more things that even his teammates question, and other characters in the show feel very conflicted by, because he's a very divisive character amongst the other characters in the show, which makes a lot of sense because he's really both a hero and a villain in a lot of ways. So a lot of people look up to the heroic sides of him, while other people are distracted by his more villainous attributes. And some people make him out to be more heroic than he is, while other people make him out to look more like a pure evil character. And that's what's fascinating to watch. And as the show starts off, Lelouch seems like an anti-hero. He means well enough. He's doing some questionable things, but he seems to be kind of our main hero. But as the first season goes on, Lelouch starts feeling less like a hero or even an anti-hero, and there are times where he even seems antagonistic and makes facial expressions that seem like the kind of expressions that you would expect a villain to make. Like he's kind of making those faces. It's like, ooh, is Lelouch turned into a villain? Well, it's complicated. And towards the end of the first season, there comes a time where it's easy to root against, well, actually, to root against Lelouch and root for other characters to stop him, or at least try to reason with him, because Lelouch has gone so far that it's easy to understand where the other characters are coming from, which is fascinating. Yet at the same time, I still really like Lelouch because of what a brilliantly written, compelling character he is. So it's fascinating the journey he goes on the first season. It's fantastic. Some of the most impressive writing for an anime protagonist, at least amongst the animes that I've seen. But I would imagine in general some of the best writing there's been. And of course, you can let me know if you disagree or agree, and you can share all your thoughts about Lelouch in the first season in the comments.